Welcome to Your Time with Doc Squared. I'm Dr. Anthony Fantonda, and this is
Dr. Michelle Fantonda.
Well, today is a very interesting topic. In fact, this has just been released, and the topic is dirty delegation. Oh my gosh, why dirty delegation?
Well, that is really the dark side of leadership. And I heard this saying many years ago, and I thought it was very profound. And so it is something that we find that most leaders think they know how to delegate, but they actually don't. They dirty delegate, which means they set people up for failure.
Oh wow, setting them up for failure. So in this book, I can't wait to hear the content. I mean, I heard something about understanding being the first chapter.
So there's 4 or 5 chapters, and it's a simple ebook. It's a really simple, easy read, but very powerful in the fact that we need to understand what dirty delegation is. And one of the keys, I'm not going to give you everything in the chapter, is assuming tasks. Now, what that means is that a person assumes that you know how to do what they've asked you to do. And you sometimes assume that people know what you want them to do. Just because you've employed an individual, they've got qualifications, and you expect them to know what to do, doesn't give you the right to actually just give them the task and make yourself assume that they're going to do it the way you want it done.
Well, that clearly talks about setting them up for failure because they don't know how to do it. Well, let's talk about then the other chapters. What about some of the characteristics?
Yeah, well, I'll cover the characteristics as well, and I'm just going to give you a few. So one of the characteristics is the lack of communication. In other words, just go and do this, and then they expect you to just do it. The other one is vagueness. I want you to quickly just go and wash the windows, for example. But it's like, okay, what window, where, how, what, there's nothing to it, all right?
Oh my gosh, I know how we fall into this trap because you sort of just give the instruction and you believe they know exactly what you meant, but they don't.
They don't, because you haven't taken the time to explain it. And then lack of resources. You give them a task to do it, but they don't know where to start. Do they have a computer? Do they have a phone? Do they have a car to go and do what they want to do? I don't know, lack of resources.
Well, if they don't, what are the consequences that we will be facing if they don't?
I'm only going to give you one consequence.
Okay.
And it's the most powerful. Trust will be broken.
Ouch, ouch. So then what about over-delegation? Is that even possible?
So it's very possible. Okay, that is one of the weaknesses of leaders, is that leaders feel that they've employed an individual to actually do a job, which means it gives them the right to over-delegate and give too much tasks over to someone else, and they sit back and don't do the work. That is number one of dirty delegation.
Wow. But then what comes to my mind is accountability. Surely if you've been given the task,
I love
do you
this.
take accountability or don't you?
Leadership is about people work, all right? So if you think you're a leader, your job as a leader is to grow individuals, which means that you need to take accountability for understanding that what are the company's mission, what's the company's vision, what are the company's values. Are you teaching an individual to do their tasks in line with the vision, mission, and values of an organization?
And so often, that is not being done because people don't emerge from the root cause of why they should be doing what they're doing. So talk to me about root causes.
Selfish leadership will, without a shadow of a doubt, endanger an organization and cripple it. So there's a few root causes. That's just one of them. And if you want to know about it and how to recognize selfish leadership, I really recommend you get the book.
Well, I just hope that you're going to talk about some solutions as well, because we basically found out the dark side of leadership, but hopefully there's some solutions.
There's a full chapter on how you can overcome and steps to follow and to take an individual through no longer being dirty delegated to, and also how to help a leader who is dirty delegating. So that is a chapter on solutions of overcoming. But if you want to know if you actually do dirty delegate or not, there is a checklist at the end of the book to actually show you, and you will find out whether you fall into the dirty delegation trap or you can find out whether you don't.
I'm going to assume that most people think, no, I don't dirty delegate, but will the checklist highlight yes or no?
You're in for a surprise. You're in for a big surprise. And you know what's so nice is that if you are dirty delegating without even realizing it, the last chapter with the solutions will teach you how to overcome and no longer be that leader that dirty delegates, and that would rather be a leader that encourages trust, transparency, and genuine accountability, so that you can, in actual fact, become, as John Maxwell says, a pinnacle leader from his book 5 Levels of Leadership. And I will do a short story on that one day too.
Well, with this book that's going to be cutting edge, I can just tell you that I know it's had more than 3 million hits on TikTok.
Yes.
So definitely people will know all about dirty delegation. But I want to encourage you, as I have Dr. Michelle right here, if you want to know more, please go to growthhabits.online and register for free and become part of the process.
And on that website, you will find our ebook selection. And this ebook is only $4, so go for it.